Hey folks, have you ever wondered about the origin of constructions in Elder Scrolls? From their inceptions to the reason behind them? That's what I want to talk about today, focusing specifically on Whiterun. It's essential to have a reference point, right? So let's understand the timeline formats across all games in the Elder Scrolls saga. I won't delve into unnecessary details, since this isn't a video about the history, but the game's narrative is incredibly vast and complex. The events so far are divided by eras. The Dawn Era, where everything was created, the Meridic Era, the First Era, the Second Era, the Third Era, and finally the current, the Fourth Era. For instance, in Skyrim, we begin controlling Dragonborn in the Fourth Era, in the year 201. If you guys don't know, Whiterun predates the events we experience in Skyrim. I need to provide you with some more essential information before delving into the story. The world where the games take place is also divided into continents. For this video, you only need to know about two: Tamriel, which includes several provinces like Skyrim, Cyrodiil, Blackmarsh, Igrock, Morrowind, Elsewhere, and Valahund, the Somerset Isles, and Hammerfell. Beyond these names, we should also remember another continent, Atmora, located north of Tamriel. Well, let's talk about continents to lead us to first significant event, of course. You see, the first Nords came from Atmora, not Skyrim, at least not the Nords as we know them today. In that era, the inhabitants of Atmora were called Atmorans. They gradually spread across the continents. One Atmoran stood out during that time: Isgramor. He led 500 companions ready to conquer everything they encountered in Tamriel. The plan was simple: depart from Atmora and sail straight ahead, since they know Tamriel lay to the south. Isgramor divided some captains from his force and gave each one a portion of the 500-strong army, letting them forge their own destinies. The first to land in Tamriel was a captain named Jig the River, or Ik the River, aboard their ship called Yorvask. When they arrived, they headed south until they came across a mysterious monument, a figure of an eagle. Without sighting any elven civilizations, they settled there, using the Yorvask ship to build a mid-hull. From there, a city began to form around the eagle, a city that grew rapidly, Whiterun, named for its proximity to the White River. Eventually, it became governed by the system we know today, with Jarls as leaders. The Battleborn and Greyman families were established at this time. A tree was planted in the city, Gildergreen, in what later became the Wind District. Several years later, approximately in the First Era, Whiterun was ruled by Jarl Galund. At this point, the settlement was already a city and the seat of power for all Nord's dominion. The city's territory was much larger than it is today, encompassing the strongholds of Korvahund in the Pale, the Uden Hall of Jordan in the Rich, and old capital of the dragon cult, Bromhurnar. Now in Yalmarsh. A few more years pass, and reach the year 369 of the First Era. The King of Skyrim died, sparking a war called the War of Successions. All provinces were in struggle for the throne. This led to the decline of the First Nord Empire, and to make matters worse, the dragon Numinex wreaked havoc on all sides. In the year 420, Jarl Olaf One Eye won the battle against the dragon and imprisoned the dragon in his castle, Dragonreach. Several years later, in the Second Era, in the year 431, the High King at that time, Logrolf, was assassinated. By lineage, the Jarl of Windhelm, Freydis, was named the Grand Queen of Skyrim. However, Jarl Svart of Solitude claimed she was an illegitimate heir, and called an assembly to determine the rightful heir. In the end, Jarl Svart was chosen as the Grand King of Skyrim. Because of this, Skyrim was divided in two: The east followed Freydis and the west followed Swart. Whiterun remained on the west side. In the year 577, the city was in state of panic as it was besieged by outsiders and howling wolves at night. Things got worse when a member of the Battleborn clan was found naked and covered in blood, with several dead cattle around. Dead cattle belonged to the Grey Mane clan. There were some disputes between the two clans until a figure appeared and resolved the situation. Welcome to the Third Era. We are in the year 389. As always, Skyrim is immersed in wars. At this point, we are in Peril Simulacrum Wars. They lasted from 389 to the year 399. Skyrim was ruled by King Asgis, who had some rivalries with Dawnstar and Falkreath. The Third Era didn't really have any major highlights. We move on to the fourth, the current events. From here, there are no major updates. Whiterun was attacked by a dragon, which was defeated by a person. It was then discovered that this person was a Dragonborn. Finally, we have the battles between the Stormcloaks and Imperials, which left Whiterun quite destroyed. From here, it isn't known what happened. We have to wait for the new game. Take care, and guys, until the next time.